Namaste, Jai Bharat. The unity of Bharat, the unity of Bharat is from the Sanskrit of Bharat. The unity of Bharat is from the Sanskriti of Bharat. Sanskriti is roughly translated to English as culture, but Sanskrit is much, much more than culture. Culture, of course, we understand as a refined human existential situation where human beings get refined and exist. But Sanskrit is not just refined human existence. Sanskrit has a base, a knowledge traditional base. Sanskrit has the basis of the Veda-Upanishadic knowledge tradition from which the Sanskrit evolves, and it has a transcendental longing built in towards the beyond. We call it as the ultimate real in Hindu Dharma. So this is a Sanskrit that keeps Bharat as one, that had been keeping Bharat as one, and that should continue to keep Bharat as one. The moment you are inheriting the Sanskrit, the moment you are with this Sanskrit, you are automatically united. Every corner of Bharat is your home. Every Bharatiya is like your own. I have experienced it in my life. I don't find any difference. You won't find, because you have been united through a Sanskrit. You speak about the neighbor nations. Among the neighbor nations, Nepal is one nation that with whom we share the same Sanskrit. Nepal is a nation which is having Bharatiya Sanskriti, or the Sanskriti that evolved from the Veda-Upanishadic knowledge tradition. So Nepal can't be different from Bharat. They are a different political entity. Politically, they're autonomous. They have their own rule. That doesn't make any difference. Normally, we just walk into Nepal. We don't need passport services, and they just walk into Bharat. So this is the situation with Nepal from day one. Because we don't find ourselves different. My wife had gone alone to Kathmandu last year with a couple of friends. She flew from Ahmedabad to Lucknow and then went to Kathmandu, Pashupatinath Darshan, then Varahamurti, all those things. This few ladies, elderly of course, went free, and I had my students there, fortunately, who were of help on request, of course. So Nepal is never different to Bharat, and Bharat is never different to Nepal. Just for the one single reason, we have the same Sanskriti. Now, with the present Prime Minister of Nepal, he does some funny mistakes, goes to China, and China made an airport, invested in an airport. China has this habit, they invest. They try to invest in Maldives, they try to invest in Sri Lanka. Their interest is simply business. Of course, you don't blame China as a nation for investing, but then they invest. They have their own interest. They're simply business people. Don't think that they're communists, altruists. No. They have ceased to be communists long back. For the communism, it is an instrument. For the communism, the Communist Party is an instrument of prolonging the rule of the dictatorship which they have. The Communist Party's dictatorship. Marx, of course, talks about dictatorship of the proletariats, but it doesn't talk about the dictatorship of the Communist parties. Well, that's what is happening in China. Party is caucus. One people, they come into power, and then they live in luxury, comfort, and of course the common people, who cares? They don't. They want such elections. They don't. They are a dictatorial pattern of government. And China, They have absolutely business interests. You look at them developing. They say they're communists, but they are very good corporate people. Very good corporate people. They make good productions. They have innovative productions. The technology they innovate. They work hard. That's, of course, appreciable. And they are working in their own interest. They have this slicing strategy, which is unethical. They slowly encroach into the neighbors and start saying that it's our place. This they do with everyone. Absolutely unethical, but for them, like Hitler says explicitly in his Mein Kampf that when German people are hungry, I will go to the neighbor and snatch his food and give it to my people. He says that explicitly. Otherwise, Hitler was good for German people as a nationalist. But he's unethical. And of course, he has such hatred within him. He has such hatred within him. I'm talking about Hitler. Anyone who is flourishing, anyone who is better than his people, anyone who is doing better than his people, he already hated. Naturally, he wanted to get rid of the Jews because they were hardworking, industrious, more intelligent, and smart. So China has their own interest, but they have this kind of things, unethical behavior of deceiving people into their domination, accepting domination. Oh, hegemony is a communist theory, but this is typically communist hegemony. They say we are good, we'll do this, we'll do that, and they spend money on you people, then make you indebted to China, and then take your soul away. That's the story. Dr. Fox first, right? Your soul has been taken by the devil. Precisely that's what happened. That's what happened to Sri Lanka. Maldives. Of course, they have larger interest on India. They wanted Bharat to be under their kind of influence. And then Nepal. In spite of the affinity of Sanskar, in spite of their Sanskritic affinity with Bharat, we are one people of one Sanskriti. In spite of that, the Prime Minister, and some people must be with him, who do the mistake of letting China invest in them, slowly they are into trouble. And all those people into trouble, even Bangladesh, their people kill Hindus, misbehave brutally to the Hindu community in general, and also other minorities like the Buddhists. Of course, Buddhists and Hindus are not different to them, and of course the Christians. They are brutal to them. In spite of all, they are destroying temples, killing Hindus, raping Hindu women. In spite of that, when they ask for rice, recently, yesterday or day before yesterday, Bharat gave them rice to eat. We know you eat this rice, and this rice will get into your bones, and you come to kill Hindus and make huge Lahori discussions. We do this, we do that. So China is Nepal is entertaining China beyond a point and trying to be smart. All those who played smart, Nepal did not learn a lesson. Of course, these people don't learn lessons. There's a saying that it's a fool who learns from his own mistake. Wise man is supposed to learn from the mistake that others do. These people should understand the mistake which other nations did and the kind of suffering which they invited from the same source, China. And you play into the game. You can't blame them. You can't blame them because you're playing into the tune. Pakistan, of course, is very deceitful and China is fed up with them. But Nepalis are not deceitful. They're honest people. Unnecessarily antagonizing Bharat, trying to show off. Again, the same story of rice getting in between bones and being with China. They will get their lessons in time. It won't take much time. They'll get their lessons. and unnecessarily spoiling historical, traditional, and Sanskritic relations with Bharat and Nepal. I don't know why such short-sighted rulers come in power and why people make these people come in power, and this is what happens in the world. We meet again. Till then, Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Siya Ram.